Everyone knows every Shark Tank is a two-way street. You either get a deal or you don't. However, many people don't know that if the sharks make an offer, the inventors are free to reject it. It rarely happens, yeah, but it does happen. And on some rare occasions, I've seen companies and inventors not only reject Daymond John's bid, but also straight up ignore it. So what happened to these companies that ignored Daymond? Did they manage to survive after Shark Tank? Stick around to find out.
My name is Nazar, and I'm from just outside Detroit, the Motor City.
Nazar Akil appeared on The Tank Season 13, Episode 11 to pitch his company, Max Pro Fitness. He was hoping to raise $500,000 in exchange for 2.5% equity in his company. Max Pro Smart Connect is basically a portable resistance cable machine that simulates resistance machines you find at the gym. Users can easily change the resistance from 5 to 300 pounds using a unique patent-pending power clutch system, exclusive lock system, and resistance dials. By setting it up in different ways, users can recreate different machines at the gym. And that's not all. The machine can be paired via Bluetooth with an app that tracks progress and provides a virtual personal trainer. The app tracks workouts, monitors fitness, has a large training library, and includes certified trainers. The device could be used by a variety of people, including military members, RV and truck drivers, WFH parents, seniors, and even professional athletes. Nazar has an MA in Mechanical Engineering from Wayne State University and holds an MS in Engineering Management from Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. He spent 25 years in automotive before branching out into entrepreneurship. His design and manufacturing background is rooted in the desire to provide solutions that improve the day-to-day lives of people, and his passion for health and wellness sparked the idea behind Max Pro. He didn't like missing workouts when he traveled for business, so he decided to come up with a solution for this. He wanted to take a gym-level workout with him on the road. He also thought body weight exercises were boring, and he didn't like using bands at all. So he came up with Max Pro Smart Connect. Nazar and some other partners launched this in 2019 with a Kickstarter, raising over $200,000. The machine started selling mid-2020. A year and a half later, Max Pro has gained $12 million in lifetime sales, and he'd projected to make another $4 million by the end of 2021. Akil stated that the firm is worth $20 million.
I met Shaq at CES in January 2020. He came by our booth, he checked it out, he goes, oh, you know what? I'm gonna do this for you. I'm gonna blow you up.
What was your deal with Shaq? You gave him equity?
He earns it over 4 years.
But what does he earn? How much?
1.25% this year, okay, and it can go up to 5%.
The company also has a surprising, or maybe not so surprising, partnership with Shaquille O'Neal, in which the NBA legend had a chance of getting 5% in advisory shares. Robert was fascinated with the alleged resistance moving from 5 to 300 pounds. That Nazar even asked him to try it out. He did, and was clearly impressed. In terms of sales, Max Pro's initial numbers were impressive. Nazar shared that he had nearly $8 million in sales, and at 849 retail, that wasn't a small feat. He also had about 3,000 users. However, the company was burning about $100,000 per month in marketing. With numbers like that, it's no surprise that, despite the high sales, the Sharks weren't convinced. Nazar also revealed that the company had a few $1,000,000 in inventory waiting to ship. This was a result of him overstocking his inventory that he wasn't able to move after getting an endorsement with Shaq. After hearing his pitch, Mark Cuban was the first to speak about his reservations. First, he didn't like that the company was burning so much money. And since Nazar had borrowed a lot of money, Cuban wasn't really interested in taking on all that debt. It was a bit too obvious that the company needed money on a desperate level.
I think I have an offer for you. I would give you the $500K, but I would put a royalty on it.
Did I hear royalty?
Yeah, you did say royalty.
You don't say.
I do say.
Well, I'm listening.
$25 a unit till I get back my $500K, and then I would convert to 4% ownership.
That's not bad.
Daymond John decided to take this opportunity to make an offer. So he offered $500,000 for a $25 per unit royalty until the money was recouped, meaning he would get about 4% equity. Surprisingly though, Nazar didn't even acknowledge that offer. Instead, he continued explaining his desire to build a fitness app alongside Max Pro. Kevin O'Leary was slightly confused because he didn't think that Max Pro needed an app, considering everyone else had one. So, Kevin was out. Almost immediately, Robert Herjavec also dropped. For Robert, even though he did enjoy the workout, he just didn't think his offer would nearly be as generous as Daymond's offer, which Nazar didn't bother considering. Lori Greiner followed suit for the same reason.
You ever offer anybody $500,000 if they didn't even acknowledge it or give me any kind of answer or any
David,
kind of feedback?
I was thinking about you the whole time, and these questions are coming, and I so apologize about it.
So what do you think?
I think it's a pretty good deal.
Up until this point, Nazar still hadn't acknowledged Damon's offer, and this shark was already losing his patience. Damon even had to ask, "You ever offer anybody $500,000 and they didn't even acknowledge it or give you any kind of answer?" So since he had to respond, Nazar answered that he was considering Damon's offer, but he still didn't reject or accept it. Mark, on the other hand, offered $500,000 for 3% equity plus 5% in advisory shares over 5 years. The Cuban also added the incentive that Shaq was a good friend of his, meaning they could work together to grow their investments. All this time, Damon still understandably bewildered. That Nazar seemed to be ignoring his offer. He offered to consider Damon's offer if he could ask Mark a question, to which Damon told him it better be a good question because he was out. With Damon out, Mark was left with the sole offer on the table, but Nazar still needed assurances that Mark would assist in paying purchase orders, which Mark indicated they could talk further in discussions. After that was resolved, Nazar accepted Mark's offer. It's a pretty weird episode, right? Let's see how the company did after the show. Okay, so even before Max Pro Fitness appeared on the tank, Nazar was doing pretty well. Other than being endorsed by Shaq, the brand has also been featured in multiple publications, including Business Insider and Men's Health. Max Pro Fitness has reached about $25 million in sales since its inception, and today has over 25,000 members. The firm is aggressively marketing on social media and has a strong showing of more than 35,000 gram followers. Furthermore, they received the crown of Sports Illustrated's Best Portable Gym in 2023. The fitness system is available directly through Max Pro's website, and there are hundreds of excellent reviews. Definitely looks like Max Pro has been successful. Ignoring Damon's offer seemed quite good for Max Pro. But how about this next company?
Hi everyone, my name is Jonathan Booz, and I'm the owner of the men's brand, Workin' Stiffs.
In Season 2, Episode 1, Jonathan Booz appeared on Shark Tank seeking $85,000 for 10% of his company, Workin' Stiffs. Now, Workin' Stiff is a men's accessory brand, but Jonathan brought the product Power Stays to the tank. Now, these stays help prevent collar curling and maintain a crisp neckline appearance. These were made from plastic or metal and effortlessly complemented formal and semi-formal shirts. Now, these could be paired with magnetic buttons to add an elegant touch and create a refined look. And the best part was that it required minimal effort from the user. Power Stays help to enhance the overall appearance of shirts, providing a stylish and practical solution for maintaining a polished look. Jonathan Booz got the idea for the company when he was late for a dinner reservation, and his wife was getting angry at him. He was having trouble keeping his collar straight as he put on his shirt. Thus, he took the paper clip and magnet and created a makeshift collar holder that clicked the idea for the infamous Power Stays. Workin' Stiffs was established in 2006 by Jonathan, and within 3 months they had gone to 77 stores, sold over 18,000 units, and made over $600,000. In his pitch on the Shark Tank, Jonathan proudly showed that his products could be found in 115 Nordstrom stores throughout the U.S. Jonathan would show the Sharks samples, and they were impressed with what he had to offer. Kevin O'Leary was even more delighted to learn that Workin' Stiffs was already available at Nordstrom. Robert asked Jonathan about his sales for all products. At that time, his sales were about $1 million, and Jonathan said he expected $1.8 million the next year.
What are you going to do with the $85,000?
Damon, anybody here, you should know, what can I do with $85,000? When you really take this brand to the next level, I need to get someone that knows what the hell they're doing to get me there.
Damon John asked Jonathan what he wanted from the investment. Jonathan said he needed someone with good connections to help the business grow. Mark Cuban was the first shark to go out. He didn't want to invest because although he did like the product, he didn't have the right connections for it. Barbara Cochran also went out for the same reason. Now, even though Jonathan hoped for more interest from Damon, Kevin was the first to make an offer, $100,000 for 30% of the business and 14% royalty. Jonathan wasn't sure about that offer and repeated that he wanted more than just money. He needed help in other ways for this business.
You're valuing yourself high.
How am I valuing myself high? $85,000?
You should be. But if you're going to argue with me, then I don't want a partner who's going to argue with me. So
Damon,
just
you out of anybody
because
should
of
understand
that,
what I'm doing. I mean, I don't get it.
I was actually going to throw an offer on the table,
Now he's got to say because I was arguing.
Jonathan decided to talk to Damon about needing his help. Up until this point, Damon had been pretty quiet. During their conversation, Jonathan interrupted him a lot, causing him to decide not to invest. Barbara even told Damon to forget about it, but he stuck to his decision, leading to more arguments between the Sharks. In the midst of this disagreement, Robert made an offer of $100,000 for 30% in the business. Then Kevin tried to go for an offer of 20% equity and keeping a 14% royalty. Robert counter-offers, suggesting $100,000 for 25% share in the business.
I'm going to give you $100,000 for 20%, provided Damon forgives you. And I'll be your front man, Damon. You never have to talk to this guy. You just enjoy his success. And you know I'm a great front man.
That's not enough.
Oh, Damon.
That's not enough percentage on the company.
So what is it? You want to match his at 25%?
Surprisingly, Barbara decides to join the game again, offering $100,000 for 20%, with a twist. The twist? Damon had to join her. Now, Damon said he needed more equity to consider it and stated that he wouldn't take anything less than 40%. Damon stated that he was putting a difference of 15% due to his knowledge. This unexpected turn of events left both the other Sharks and Jonathan shocked, but Damon staunchly defended his decision, emphasizing his substantial business acumen and characterizing his offer as non-negotiable. Kevin decided to adjust his equity to 15%, attempting to salvage the deal. However, Jonathan ultimately chose to form a collaboration with Barbara and Damon, sealing $100,000 for 40% stake. So, how's Workin' Stiffs doing now? The first year after the tank, Workin' Stiffs witnessed remarkable financial success, with revenues exceeding $5 million in just the first year. The company continued its impressive trajectory, achieving a consistent 20% year-on-year growth. Projections for the end of 2023 indicate that the cumulative sales of Workin' Stiffs will surpass the remarkable milestone of $100 million. In fact, the company had evolved to become one of Shark Tank Season 2's most profitable goods. Workin' Stiffs has expanded their product range since appearing on that tank, to include a selection of men's office clothing accessories that'll keep you looking smart throughout the day. Now, both these companies are doing really well. Will this last one be any different?
Hi, Sharks. My name is Billy Blanks Jr., and I'm the creator of Billy Blanks Jr.'s Dance With Me.
In Season 3, Episode 14, Billy Blanks Jr. appeared on the tank looking for $100,000 for 20% for his dance fitness workout, Dance With Me. Now, Dance With Me is a dance and fitness program that's available for consumers through DVDs and live courses all around the country. It's an all-inclusive workout for people of all ages, shapes, and sizes. It included types of dances from hip-hop to Billy Wood to line dancing to the tango, hula, and a lot more. His ambition is to offer certification classes in key cities across the U.S., so that maybe one day his skills will be taught all over the world. So he had the idea that fitness could be fun as well, which led him to create Dance With Me. Billy's business partner was his wife, Sharon Catherine Blanks, who has appeared in many Broadway productions and is also a qualified fitness instructor. Even before getting on the tank, Billy had successfully launched consumer DVDs, establishing a separate but thriving business. However, his ambition extended beyond consumer products, and he wanted to expand his instructor certification program, hence his appearance on the Shark Tank. Now, he treated the Sharks to a sample, accompanied by his wife and several other regular people who enjoyed the program. Even Mark Cuban got up to boogie. When questioned why he didn't approach his father for an investment, Billy stated that his father preferred that he do it on his own, exposing the fractured connection between father and son, but also said that he and his wife had been homeless for a short time before appearing on Shark Tank. He told the Sharks about his DVDs. The Sharks wanted a piece of that action, and Billy agreed to include it in the contract if they made one. Robert Herjavec wanted to know about that revenue, but Billy didn't know the numbers yet, as the DVDs had only recently been released. Barbara Cochran said she believed in him, but the business model was unclear to her, so she was out. Robert came out saying he respected Billy, but he wasn't the right person to add value to the business, so he was also out. And Kevin followed suit almost immediately.
I have a very tight strategic relationship with Zumba. 12 million people do it a week, and maybe this is an asset to them. I would offer, if Mark is willing to come in with me, $100,000 for 50%, contingent on Billy Blank's name and Zumba's approval and willing to work with you. That way you can get to 12 million people immediately, tomorrow.
At this point, it's only Damon and Mark in play, and the two got together offering a $100,000 for 50% equity, contingent on a deal being made with Zumba. That sounded like a pretty good deal. However, Billy had his reservations. He was worried about the Zumba element, and how it would affect the integrity of his brand. Damon assured him that they would just use Zumba as distribution, but Billy insisted that his program was very different. Mark tried to explain the benefits of that deal, but Billy seemed to be unconvinced. Damon told him to talk to his wife, cause he was about to take back that offer. When Billy left, Mark thought that maybe he didn't get what the deal was about, and Barbara agreed. After Billy talked to his wife, he returned to the tank and countered to lose the contingency. Mark asked to trust him and the Sharks, explaining more about how they'd preserve his brand and not use it to build Zumba. However, Billy said that he didn't think it was right, so he left the tank without a deal.
I want to help him for himself now. He's killing himself.
Anyways, I'm sending you both an invoice for my time on that.
Next.
You know what? If I don't do this, I'm going to regret it.
In a twist no one saw coming, Damon went after Billy. Now, that's not something you see all the time on Shark Tank, but Damon was willing to do this because he was convinced the deal could benefit him more than most. He felt that he would regret it if he didn't help Billy, so when Kevin asked Damon where he was going, he simply replied, "I'm going to do the deal." Thus, Damon went quickly after Billy, explaining in detail what the contingency with Zumba would entail.
We are offering in regards to if Zumba will accept. If they want to take Billy Blanks Jr. Dance With Me program and distribute it in their pipeline, not making it a Zumba product. It's exactly like if you went to Walmart and they said, we're going to put you on this shelf.
He told them that they weren't making it a Zumba product. He asked them to reconsider, and finally, he accepted. So, how's Dance With Me doing now? Ever since their initial appearance on the tank, Sharon and Billy Blanks Jr. directed a nationwide instructor certification tour and certified hundreds of instructors. Their DVD sales are still doing pretty well. As of July 2021, Dance With Me is continuing the legacy of its old owner, Billy Blanks Sr., and they're still working to broaden his moves and fitness tips with others. Billy also dropped a deal with Lionsgate Entertainment for distribution. Blanks' net worth is about $5 million. Billy has had several other successful ventures, even starring in the Lifetime TV show Dance It Out. Additionally, you can see him in his routine on the World Dance It Out tour. Billy and Sharon did separate in 2016, and after the divorce, Billy relocated to Greenwich, Connecticut, and created a new dance studio, as well as serving as the creative director of New York's Wall Street Theater. In 2020, Dance It Out became a TV show on Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. EST on Lifetime Network. And in February 2023, Billy announced that he was taking it out on a nationwide tour.